It's a tropical island rich in history, an unsung tourist destination that also happens to be one of Australia's closest neighbours.
Yeah, as Asia's youngest nation, East Timor comes with rugged mountains and beautiful beaches that you can call your own.
Nine's Amy Clements takes us on an off-the-beaten-track adventure in one of the most remote corners of the globe.
It's a place that often flies under the radar. But with natural beauty and untapped potential, East Timor is one of Southeast Asia's secret gems. Qantas this month launched its first direct passenger flight from Australia to the small island. The country's capital, Dili, a little over an hour from Darwin, and for those looking to avoid the crowds, it's just the ticket. Surrounded by clear blue water, the Timorese Ocean is a haven for divers and snorkelers.
When you come on the right time of the year, you can also see larger animals, larger mammals like whales, including pygmy blue whales, sperm whales and other smaller dolphins.
But no crocs?
No crocs. I have been doing hundreds of dives here and I haven't had an encounter.
Armed with a mask, snorkel and fins, you can explore a seabed of coral gardens teeming with colourful fish. East Timor is home to one of the most biodiverse underwater ecosystems in the world. Whoa. From under the sea to above the clouds.
That's like ice skating.
There's an entire island to explore.
Woo.
Along the coast and through the mountains, we took a road trip for a taste of village life in Balibo.
And to tell me, Louisa, if you not come to Balibo, it's not come to Timor.
If you're a coffee drinker, you're in for a treat. It's one of the country's largest exports, and what better place to enjoy a cup than with these sweeping views. Nestled in the hills, Balibo Fort Hotel employs and trains local people in hospitality.
Make the community happy, don't need to back to Dili and find a job in Dili, so they can stay in Balibo.
Set in the grounds of a 300-year-old fort, dating back to the Portuguese colonial rule, the site was also where 5 Australian journalists, who later became known as the Balibo Five, were killed by Indonesian soldiers who crossed over the border.
At any rate, we look like being the last people left in the town.
The house where they stayed, now a memorial to the 5 men.
When Indonesia invaded East Timor in 1975, what followed was a brutal occupation. But this giant statue of Jesus Christ, a gift from the Indonesians to please the Catholic majority, but it did little to appease the East Timorese independence movement.
20 years since becoming its own nation, East Timor remains relatively unknown to the rest of the world. As the country embraces its independence and future, it's a place where the old meets the new.
If you had to sum up what Timorese food tastes like in one sentence, how would you describe it?
Timorese actually adopt from Portuguese influence. We use a lot of like chili and salt. For Timorese now, it's still very traditional. For example, like the food here is a wild bean, food of the world. This is really wild. You collect it from the wild.
It's a young country on Australia's doorstep, waiting to be explored. And the Timorese are ready to welcome you with open arms.
So beautiful.
It's a great place.
Book my ticket.